So I got sent this link from a fellow follower here on TikTok. It's not the first time that I've been sent a link to this woman. Yes, Polly. So Polly, now you're going to listen to Holly. So she has many doubts and many concerns, which she makes it sound like they're well-researched allegations, but they're not. So I will do the research for all of you, and we'll talk about what Polly has to say, the amazing Polly. She does have something against Jordan Peterson, who holds a PhD in psychology. Let's just take a look at his background, because that's what you want to do. You want to take a look at their track record and their background, and what difference has he made in the world. And then I'm going to challenge, what difference has she made in the world.
My name is David Lipowshoe. I'm unwell. I need help. I need help. I just wanted to meet you. I'm unwell.
I hope that you find the help that you need.
I want to know him better.
Watch what he does. This man is hysterical tears, and there's Jordan Peterson. I can hardly... Down there, right there, in the middle of a massive conference, working with this man. Where security wanted to take him away, and Jordan Peterson stopped everything to work with this man.
You just saw is where a lot of you are, but David's just honest enough to cry for help. And some of you are at a place, and this is I think why your book has connected with people. You're at a place where you're just looking for answers. No one ever taught you basic principles of life, basic survival skills. No one ever told you to make your bed or to show up and listen and learn.
So this is the conference, and they're talking about his latest book.
But all of them stop short without the ruler, without Christ in your life. And we're here for that. We're here for you, for the people that he's been able to help. I thank you, God, for the principles in the book that have helped people just look up. And I pray that what they would see as they look up.
This was 5 years ago, 2018.
And have people stop you on the street spontaneously and say, look, my life is way better than it was. It's like, it's so good. And I've got like, I don't know, 35,000 letters from people since last August. It's more than that. I can't keep track of them. And it's exactly the same thing, like a quarter of them. My father's about 80. He's 83, I think. 81. He's 81. And part of going through my viewer, we fact that so many people are writing and saying the same thing. It's like, well, I have a purpose, man. My life actually matters. I finally realized that, and I'm putting it into practice.
Some of us have been fighting back, not just because of that, but because of the creeping regulations on our speech, and not only in the university, but especially perhaps in universities. Things have been improving. We've started to win a few things. I excited when I heard in this autumn that Jordan will be coming back to Cambridge. And it represents something of a...
So now let's take a look at her attack about the name, the ARC, Alliance for Responsible Citizens. So Polly, I'm going to ask you to look at the dictionary at what alliance means.
And the Alliance for Responsible Citizenship, or ARC, A-R-C. And you notice right away, I just have to make a quick note, how Jordan Peterson is pulling on, or the whole group of them, are pulling on religious themes, religious keywords. What do you think of when you hear, welcome aboard the Ark? Noah's Ark, saving the planet?
So she uses the word think. She uses the word, what do you understand that this means? And she really doesn't even understand the whole background of how they came up with it. He didn't choose that name. There was a ton of them that were choosing names. He said actually it was the biggest argument was that they ever had, or only had, was trying to choose the name. And they all settled on ARC. Yes. Does he love it because it's biblically entailed? Absolutely. Is he overly biblical in my taste, for my liking? Yes, absolutely. Is he over biblical? No. It's just in my taste and for my liking. But what he's reaching for, what they're reaching for, is they want humanity to grab onto some kind of essence of morality, some kind of backbone that makes them a good person, that does the right thing to other people. Love thyself as you would love others as you love thyself.
His narrative to be, right? No apocalypse, no great catastrophe narrative. But without saying it, they're saying it right there in...
First of all, ARC is spelled A-R-K, and this is a short form for their website title. But yeah, mostly what he's looking at it as a community. Let's get together as a community and gather. But it's just in a name. You know, she's picking bones here. This is like a teenage girl gossiping about another group of teenage girls.
Where he goes into how this all came to be.
Crying in the wilderness. But after we'd been in about 6 countries, we thought, well, every place we go, people say the same thing. They're appalled by what's happening on the culture war front. especially with regard to the radical left. They can't believe these ideas are making the incursions that they're isolated in their attempts to do anything about it. But, when you go to 8 countries and 30 people in each country tell you that, you think, well, why aren't people who occupy the moderate center, whether they happen to be conservative or classically liberal, why aren't they coming together bring people together for a conference somewhere in Europe, maybe in North America? Centrally inclined, and that would be the vast majority of people, together so that they could share best policies and share their ideas about what they've done in their own country that might be extremely useful if other countries duplicated it, and to develop a vision that would be an alternative to the globalist, woke, utopian that said, we really need something like that. We'd be happy to help. What could we do to help? And we'll drop everything to make this a problem. Washington, and I spoke not least to the Republicans in the UK and discussed it with my connection network there, which is actually quite extensive.
I don't know about you, but what I got out of that was that it was organic. Peterson just talked to all these people as he just came up with this idea. Why don't we all get together? And then boom, 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 everyone jumped on board really fast, and he has a lot of connections. I have my doubts about what...
I don't know what you think, but this is what I think. I have my doubts. She uses those phrases a lot, a very unintelligent, non-journalistic, non-research-based response.
What he didn't. I'm going to share with you who I think his connections were that actually put this thing together in the first place, okay?
She also mentions that the Alliance for Responsible Citizens is like he's going to force us to be responsible citizens. That's not what alliance means. A union between people, groups, and countries, a relationship in which people agree to work together. We need to form, forge, and counter a closer alliance between government and industry, as an example. Does that sound like it's a bunch of people trying to force a bunch of other people what to do? If you watch the whole video, she mentions it that way. Now, I'm not going to bore you with her details about everybody that she pegs out and says, look at them, look at this, look at that. Like, again, it's like a teenage girl pointing at the other group of girls saying, look at them, they're lousy people, without really backing it up. So the first one is Bjorn Lomborg, probably butchered that. She says that he has a hardcore procedure that we have in a man-made climate crisis. Does a book like this look like that's what he believes in? The skeptical environmentalist? He worked for Greenpeace. Challenges widely held belief that the world environment situation is getting worse and worse in a new book, Skeptical Environmentalist, using statistical information from international recognized research institutions. But he also makes 2,500 footnotes, allowing the reader to be able to check out his sources. He also concludes that he believes that if we work together and use futuristic inventions to solve the problems, concluding that there are more reasons to be optimistic than pessimistic. The next one she attacks is Robin Batterman, saying that he is the founder or the back end of Net Zero Agenda. He's not. He is somebody in Australia who wants to bring in low carbon or close to zero carbon in Australia. Marshall, he's a musician, and he founded this non-for-profit to help Hong Kong and also Ukraine link up to have an easier time to make community connections in the UK. Yeah, that's really bad. Reva Melissa saying that her crypto sounds like 15-minute city committee. Not even close. She has nothing to do with that. She invests in AI that does also look at crypto scamming. So she tries to help people not to get scammed by the crypto industry. But she likes the alternative financial situation.